Hey, Sarah here. Welcome to the ConvertKit Quick Start Training. I am so excited to share this with you. I've been using ConvertKit since 2013. I transferred a list of about 20,000 subscribers from MailChimp over to ConvertKit, and that made my life so much easier. I love ConvertKit. We're gonna go through everything you need to kind of get yourself set up and started. If you didn't already know, email has a higher engagement rate, a higher rate of focus and clicks than social media. And while I love social media, obviously there is a lot more than just me hanging out on Instagram or Facebook. And so moving people from your social media into your email list is a really great way to make sure that people are seeing what you're sharing. So I'm gonna share my screen, we'll hop over to ConvertKit, and I will walk you through everything you need to get started. So when you click the link below this video, you are going to be able to start your ConvertKit account. If you already have an account, you can kind of skip through this part of it, but when you click that link, this is the screen you're gonna see. It's gonna ask you if you are already using an email marketing tool in your business. Let's say no, I'm just starting with email. These are not like pop quiz graded on these questions. Answer to the best of your ability. If they're not right, it's okay. The second question is, do you have a website? I'm gonna go with no because we're just gonna make this easy. And then who are you as a creator? Let's say I am a marketer, and then click continue. So you'll log in. I already have a login, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. Okay, this is the screen you're gonna see when you start your account. And along the top, you have grow. So this is where you're going to see all of your subscribers and also where you can create landing pages and opt-in forms. So we will go through that a little bit more in depth. Under send, you'll find broadcasts. In some email providers, this is called campaigns. So this is like your weekly emails, anything that you're gonna manually schedule and send. If you upgrade and pay for an account, you will get access to email sequences. This is a big part of growing your email list and your audience by creating email funnels that your subscribers will get after downloading a freebie, watching a training like this one, or hopping on your email list from a landing page or an opt-in box. You can also create email templates under send and snippets. This is like a little piece of text or images, something that you share often on repeat in your emails. You can set that up so that you don't have to start from scratch every time. You can just add that snippet of content into any email. Under automate, we have visual automations. This is kind of like a flow chart, so you can see where people came into your list, whether that was through a form or a landing page. We have rules, so if someone takes a specific action, they might be tagged or untagged, so you can set up a lot of different rules in here. We've got integrations. This is connecting things like Shopify, WooCommerce, Squarespace, WordPress, Teachable, anything that you would want to be connected to your email account so you can track the actions of your subscribers or easily add opt-in forms into your website. And then lastly, ConvertKit will create an RSS feed, essentially like a blog post feed of all of your emails. Totally optional. This is not something I've ever used before. And all of these features come with a paid account. Right now we're in the free version, so I will hop over to my other account, which is my actual email list that I pay for, and I will show you what some of these features look like there. Under Earn, you can actually sell digital products on ConvertKit. It's a really simple, easy setup. So I sell my Solopreneur Success Journal through this. It's a PDF, so any digital product or subscriptions, you could even sell coaching through this. It essentially just creates a really nice little cart and checkout page for your audience to purchase from you. And payouts for any of those products is under this one. And then lastly, there's lots of documentation, community, trainings here. ConvertKit's customer service is excellent. So if you get stuck anywhere along the way, of course, you can come hang out with me in my membership and I can answer questions, but also you can directly email ConvertKit and they are extremely helpful. So let's come back over to Grow and look at subscribers. If you're starting from scratch, you won't need to do really anything on this page. If you are moving an email list, you can click Add Subscribers, and you have the option to add single subscribers, import a spreadsheet, or import from another provider. If you have over 5,000 subscribers, ConvertKit will move your email list for you. So that's a great option because then you don't have to screw with moving tags or email sequences or landing pages and forms. They can take care of all of that. And that is what I did when I moved my email list. I had 20,000 subscribers, a ton of tags, a ton of forms, and just the idea of moving all of that was a little overwhelming, so I had them take care of it for me. The other thing I wanted to share in here is about segments and tags. So tags are going to be individual tags that you apply to your subscribers, either manually when you go into the subscribers page, you can add and remove tags, or it might happen going through an automation or from a rule. To create a tag, you just click the Create Tag button. And I like to organize my tags by classifying them from a general term into the specific. So let me show you what I mean. I run a lot of webinars and workshops and free trainings like this. So it might be something like workshop, and maybe it's list building, and then I will put the date. And this makes it easy to find things, especially when I'm going to add a tag to a form. I'm not having to scan through 100 different tags to find the one I'm looking for. I can just go down to the workshop section and find things a lot easier. Segments are going to be collections of tags. So if I wanted to send an email to anyone who's joined any of my webinars, I could create a segment and add any of the tags that have the workshop in it. You're also able to add in forms. So if anybody signed up through a webinar form, or maybe they downloaded my caption guide, I could find them through forms. Obviously, I have nothing in here because this is a brand new account. You can add people who have joined specific email sequences or who have purchased your products. And this will populate once you connect Teachable, Shopify, Gumroad, some sort of e-commerce platform, or using the ConvertKit e-commerce option. But to start, you probably won't be doing anything with segments. You'll just be creating tags as you are hosting events, selling things, promoting things, and sending emails to your audience. So let's look at how to set up an email template. This is under Send, Email Templates. And to start off, you just have this plain text template, which is totally fine. You can send emails with this, but you can also create a brand new template, and ConvertKit does have a bunch of options for you. Now, when you're using any of these templates, some of them have images, some of them have a text header. You can add images. Like I could add an image to the top of this or to the top of this one. So look for something that has button styles that you like. That's very helpful. Or heading styles, or like the spacing style. So I'm going to choose this one. And to kind of give you the lay of the land here, at the top you have a header. This is going to appear on every single email. In the middle, you have your default content. So whatever you put into your emails is going to show up in this middle space. That means you can add text above it. You can add text below it. If you look at my email, there is a line and I have some related links. And then I have my email footer. So we can actually take this out and click the little plus and add an image. And there we go. So a header image this size is about 1200 by like 200, 150, something in there. So you just need a long skinny header, but honestly, you can put whatever image you want at the top. So it could be just your logo, it could have your face on it. One thing I will say is don't spend a lot of time creating a fancy pants email template because sending emails to your list is more important. Focus on that first. So if we come down, I can change the styles and the accent color, which is the color of the lines in this template. I can change my heading styles. Paragraph styles is going to be the main text. Button styles, I always like to change the button color to match my branding. Pink always stands out really nicely and stuff like this. And then footer styles, that is this section right here with the unsubscribe buttons. And if you upgrade your account, you'll be able to remove the Built with ConvertKit badge. So let's say you wanted to add some social media links. Let's take this out. And you can add images if you want to do icons or something in here. but I like to make things quick and easy, so we just do text. So I'm almost putting in like the navigation from my website. And then we'll center those. And of course I would come in here and add links to everything. And then you can of course change the text for the unsubscribe and profile button. For my emails, I would probably take this out and just allow people to unsubscribe. And the last thing I want to add to this is personalization. So I want to have the same greeting at the start of all of my emails so I don't have to remember to do that. So when I am adding my emails, they just start with the email content, not with the hey subscriber name. So we're going to do personalized greeting, add to email, and I am a hey person, not a hello person. So when my email shows up, it's going to say, hey, Sarah, comma. If there's no subscriber first name, this will not show up. So it will just say, hey. And then we'll scroll up to the top, and I'm going to change the name of this form so that I can easily find it. So I might have multiple email templates. Let's say I'm running a challenge and I'm going to create a template that has the challenge logo at the top. Or I've done a Black Friday header before to send out my promotion. So you can change this to whatever you want so that you know which email template you're supposed to be using, and we'll click save. One more thing about email templates, so that you don't have to continuously keep picking a template every time you go to send an email, you can use a specific template as your main template. So anytime you go to create an email, it will use this template automatically. So you just click use this template, gives it the green check, and you're good to go. And then we're going to go over and look at broadcast. So click new broadcast. And it essentially has the same kind of editor that you saw in the templates. So the first thing we'll do is use our main email template. I'm going to replace my content. And now I can paste my email here. Email text goes here. Join my membership. XO Sarah. And then we can preview, and there's my email. Just like the template editor, you are able to add images and files and buttons, dividers, countdown timer. That's something that was recently added. You can also add videos. So not all videos work, but a lot of videos will actually play inside the email, or they'll show like a kind of like a GIF of the first couple of seconds, and that will loop to get more people to click on your video. So lots of options for creating your emails. When you've got everything in here, you're going to go to continue, and we'll just leave our subject line as is because we're not sending it. And this is where you're choosing your subscribers. So you can again preview your email, and then we'll select our subscribers. So if you want to send an email to your entire list, it's going to say matching all and all subscribers. If you want to send it to just a specific tag, people that opted in through a specific form or landing page, or multiple forms and multiple tags, which would be a segment. So if I'm sending them to a specific form, I don't think I have any forms in here, I could choose it here. I can send that to tags. I can send emails to people who went through an email sequence. So if you went through an email sequence for my IG caption guide, I can then send more emails just to those people. So let's say we're going to send an email to the people who clicked on my workshop for list building. Add filter. But maybe I don't want to send emails to people who clicked and signed up. So I would add another filter group, and I'm going to not send emails, so none. Subscribed to, and then it would be a form. I don't have any forms in here, so we can't go through the whole example, but you're going to send it to people who clicked this, but none of the people who actually opted in. But for now, you are probably just sending to all of your subscribers, which is right here, add filter, all subscribers. It will also populate the number of subscribers. So this is how I can kind of tell that I'm tagging or not tagging the right people. You're then able to scroll down. You can send it now, or you can schedule a date in the future. And then I would be able to click continue. It would pop up a box and you're essentially verifying and saying, yes, I want to send this email to these subscribers on September 18th at 4:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm not gonna have that happen because I haven't actually added any subscribers to this account. So now let's go over and look at landing pages and forms. One of my favorite ways to start growing my email list is to add a form as an exit pop-up to my website. So anyone that comes to my site, when they go to leave, when they move their cursor or when they move the screen on mobile, a pop-up will show. This is a lot nicer than just popping up something 3 seconds after someone comes to your site and they're trying to read or look for something or click on something and then things are popping up. So we're gonna give them an exit pop-up when they go to leave your site. This is the modal pop-up. Couple of options here. And in this form, you can essentially click on anything to edit. But let's go back to the general styles first. And your background image for this one is going to be this image on the right. We can replace it. And then I can tap over here to change the text. I can change the text alignment. I can link the text. I can change the color or the font weight. Same with this text. The only major change I would make after changing out obviously the text in the photo is to add a first name option. And then here where it says custom field, we're gonna select first name. This way, when I send my emails, they're addressed to actual people. And then click on the button. I can change it to be pink to match my branding. And I like to put more actionable text in the button space. So it might be something like, click to download the guide, or yes, please. Something that's a little bit more interesting than just download. And then you can, if you want to, change the privacy notification, and if you upgrade your account, you will be able to remove the ConvertKit badge. Now, the other thing we need to add to this is an actual download. Most of the time when I'm creating opt-ins, I'm sending people a freebie or sending them to a workshop, so we gotta give them the information, and that is going to be under settings. When someone opts in through this box, it's gonna show a little message, or it's gonna redirect to an external page. So if they're gonna go to a landing page with a workshop like this one, I would do the redirect. For something like a PDF guide, I would just do a success message, and I'm not having them actually confirm their subscription. I'm having them check their email to find the link to download. So I might do something like, you're all set, check your inbox in a few minutes for your free guide. And then this is where you can do your exit pop-ups. So some people pop up their opt-in after someone is on the page for 5 seconds. I don't like doing that. I like to let people actually look at my website before I offer them something. Scroll percentage kind of gives you the same option. If they get halfway down the page, you show them the pop-up. I like an exit intent. When someone goes to leave the page, then I'm gonna offer them something. And this is the code to get that working. So you'll add this into either the page that you want that to pop up on, or if you want it to pop up on every page, it will probably go into your site header. And I like to be a little aggressive with my pop-ups, and so I'm gonna show this to people every single day until they sign up. Okay, under incentive, this is where they are going to actually get the free download. So if you are sending a PDF or templates or something like that where they're gonna have to download it, it's gonna be in this section. And I like to auto-confirm new subscribers because I just want them to focus on the download. I don't want them to have to find the email and click the button to confirm. I want them to be automatically confirmed. And when they click the button, they will either be directed to a URL, so that could be your landing page if you have a training they're going to, or you can add a download. So you can upload your file right here. And then we're gonna go in and edit the email contents. So when I say click the button, this is the button that they're gonna be clicking. Right now it says confirm your subscription, but we can totally change this to say download the free guide. And you do not have to change this confirm URL. This is actually connected to this. So it will either click through to a URL or it will click through to the download. So you can change your button color. Gotta make everything match, oops. You can change text color. You could make this square or rounded or giant. Change whatever you want in here. And then you're going to make sure to change the subject line. So I usually do something like here's your, oops, we don't need to be yelling. Here's your free guide from sarah.com. And then I would say something like, thanks for joining my email list. Here's your free guide. And under here, I like to say something about following me on Instagram so that I make sure that we're connected in as many ways as possible. Once you've filled in your email, you're gonna click save and save. And then you're gonna publish your form when it's ready to go. And this gives you all of your share options. So you can embed it on your website with JavaScript. You can add all of the HTML. If you want to put a form like in the middle of a page, you can use this. You can share it to social media, connect it to WordPress or Unbound. So you got lots of options for sharing. And then lastly, we'll come over here and change the title of this. Again, like my tags, I like to go from general to specific. So it might be workshop, list building, August 2021. And now I have a form that people can join my workshop with. Hit publish. Save that, and we're good to go. So now we're gonna move over to my email list so you can see some of the paid account stuff like the visual automations and doing sequences as well. All right, this is what visual automations looks like. You have visual flowcharts of how people are connecting with you and the email sequences or the actions that are happening after they sign up. So I have automations for my caption guide, which has, this is a really good example, it has 3 different options for opting in. So I have one opt-in, not exactly sure where this is on my website. I also have my exit pop-up, and then I have an inline form. So they get the exact same thing, but it's on a different place in my site. Like this one will probably be in the middle of a blog post. Then anytime anyone goes through this, they're gonna get that free download, and then they're gonna be added into an email sequence. So you can see they're getting a bunch of emails. There's me and Hazel. And all of these emails go out automatically. So over here, you can see this one goes out after the first day. So they immediately get their free download. And then the next day, they're gonna get this one. 2 days after this email, they get the second one. Then 3 days after that email, they get email number 3. And then 1 day after that, they're getting email number 4. All of this is automated. So people go in to this automation through one of these forms, and they're automatically moved into this funnel, which means I am emailing tons of people every single day without lifting a finger. So let's look at actually setting up a new automation. So they have lots of templates, but we're just gonna create a automation from scratch. And this is doing something funny on my computer today, of course, when I'm recording this. So you should be able to see the whole thing, but if you're not, just scroll over it. Let's start with a tag, since I have lots of tags. All right, ready for this? Yeah, this is what happens. So many tags, which means that this is very, very valuable. So you see lots of ones that are clicks, purchase, interest. So let's say they were interested in my membership. And I'm going to show you how to do this inside your broadcasts. It's another paid feature that is well worth the like $29 it takes to get started. So we'll add event. So anytime someone is tagged with being interested in the essentials, I can now move them into a sequence or have them take another action. So we can add an email sequence. We could put a delay in. So maybe I want to wait a week, or I want to wait until a specific date. So maybe I want to wait until October 1st to run this sequence. That way I can set it up in advance, and then on October 1st, it will just send the emails. If you're doing like a challenge, this is a great way to set it up. You can move subscribers. Maybe you want to move them into a different sequence or a different form. And you can add and remove tags. But let's look at email sequences because I think this is going to be the one you're going to use most often. And again, I have a bajillion sequences in here, but let's say we're going to go to the challenge. And then we just click add action. And now anytime anyone clicks the interest in the essentials, they are automatically sent into the stories challenge. So 2 other things. 1, you need to click the live button. If it's not live, no one's gonna go in and no one's gonna flow through. So make sure that you're clicking the live button. And when you come back over here, you will see that there's a little green dot for anything that is live. And then you can also click the live button again to pause it or turn it off. Doesn't do anything to anyone who's in it. It just stops them from moving and stops them from coming in. And then we're going to give this a name. And one little hint, if you get to the point where you have a million automations or a million tags or a million forms, what I do is I just add like an X or a Z to the beginning of the name because I know these are off and I'm not using them anymore, so they kind of move out of the way. The other thing that comes under automation that you will get access to with a paid plan is rules. So we'll do new rule, and you have tons of options in here. So they subscribe to a sequence, and then you're gonna add a tag, or they click a link and you're gonna unsubscribe, or a tag is removed and you're adding them to a sequence. So it's an if this, then that situation. So let's say they purchase a product. My provider is Teachable. We'll say they joined monthly membership and I need to add a tag. And there's my purchased Dare to Grow Essentials monthly tag. You can also create new tags right in here, which is very helpful. And you can also add multiple tags, so I can add more. Let's say if they subscribe to a specific form, and then they're going to be tagged with this. So I can put lots and lots of tags in here, and anytime any of these actions happen, this tag will be added. Now let's look at how to do this inside of an email. Again, this is one of those little ConvertKit features that is really, really helpful. So we're going to go over to send into our broadcast. We'll do a new broadcast. You can see my regular email template is in here. This is coded in HTML, which you can totally do in the ConvertKit template screen. But we're going to add a link trigger. So let's say we have a click here to join the membership. Yay. We're going to highlight our text, add a link, and you probably just noticed that this link box changed. So when you are on a free plan, you do not have the option to add link triggers. This is going to show up once you start paying. So my URL is this. There we go. And I want to tag subscribers who click this link. And I'm going to tag them as being interested in the essentials. So we'll add this link. Now, anytime anyone clicks this link, they are tagged as being interested in the essentials, which means I can go over into my automations. I can create a new automation. I can say tag interest the essentials, add event, So anytime someone is tagged with that link trigger, I can move them into an email sequence. So when someone clicks that link, they're tagged, they're automatically added to an email sequence, and that email sequence can sell the essentials. It can sell my product on autopilot for me. Now, if you don't have a sequence already, you can just type in here. So this might be essentials, and we'll do create new sequence, add action, and then we'll go in here and we can add all of our emails. So you can add as many emails as you like. At the top, you're able to change your subject line. You can change the delay on emails. So maybe I want this to go out 5 days, not 15, 5 days after the last email. If you want it to go out immediately, you're just going to put a 0, and then you can exclude subscribers from this email. So if I send an email with my link trigger and someone who is already in the essentials, they're already a member, clicks it, maybe they just want to check out my sales page, they will go into this sequence. So I need to stop anyone who has already purchased from getting tons of emails to pitch them the program they're already in. So we're going to do this with a filter. We're going to go none of the people who purchased essentials monthly or yearly. We'll add a filter. So now nobody who is already in the program is going to go through this sales sequence because they don't need it. And then we'll go into settings. So you've got some options in here. Number 1, you can choose the time of day that this sends. So in the ConvertKit settings, you will be able to set kind of a general time. But if you have a specific time, like you want all of the emails for a specific challenge or a specific webinar to go out at 5 a.m., you can change that here. You could also turn off specific days, but I pretty much just send emails willy-nilly. And so people can get them every day of the week. And then 2 other options that ConvertKit has recently added. Number 1, you can change the ability for people to go through a sequence multiple times. So for a lot of email platforms, they go through the sequence and they're done. There's no way, or it's a pain in the butt way, to get them back through that sequence if you need them to go through it again. So you can change this to enable people to restart a sequence. That means if you downloaded my free caption guide and went through the sequence that pitches the membership, and then later you download the caption guide again, you will get the exact same email sequence a second time. Most of the time, we have this turned off, but there might be reasons that you would want to allow people to go through sequences multiple times. You can also allow people to stay in a sequence. So this would mean that if someone goes through a sequence, let's say there's 5 emails, they receive all 5 emails, and then next month you add 3 more emails to the end. So if it's checked no, people that got the 5 emails would not receive those extra 3 emails. They would essentially be moved out of the sequence. And if you click yes, subscribers would stay in the sequence. And if you add extra emails, they will then receive those extra emails. So for the most part, you're going to have both of these set to no. But in the off chance you need those options, they are there. They're available in each sequence separately under settings. So let's go back to our content. And one more thing that is really helpful is the reports on email sequences, because you can see open rates and click rates for every single email. This means if email number 2 has a crappy click rate or a crappy open rate, you can go back and change this email. You can also reorder your emails whenever you want. Another thing that not all email platforms have for some reason. So you'll be able to move those around. And then lastly, make sure that you hit the publish button when your email sequence is ready to go. And then you'll turn your automation on and you'll be good to go. Okay, one last thing we're gonna look at is what you can actually see inside a subscriber profile. So you can search any subscriber, and there's me. I tend to click on everything I send and test all my sequences. So the information that's in here, you can see where people live. Most people, not everyone has that. You can ignore most of this. This is other stuff that I've set up. Here's the thing that's really helpful, tags. I can see what tags people have clicked on, the things they've purchased, if they've gone to webinars. I can also see the segments that people are in. And then I can see the sequences and automations and forms that they've gone through. So these are a bunch of old ones, automations I've gone through. Here are some email sequences that I've gone through. So this is really helpful in seeing how well your sequences are working. So if this person signed up for my membership, I can go back in here and say, okay, they went through this sequence last, this automation, they clicked on this email that had a link in it. So that is probably where they came from, and that's going to be my trigger for a purchase. So I'm going to do more of this, or send more people into this automation or into this sequence. I can see what's actually working subscriber by subscriber. I can also add and remove them from forms. So if someone signed up for a webinar and they're like, I didn't get the email, I can remove them, and then they can sign up again and try it again. So hopefully that was helpful and you're feeling more confident about starting your email list with ConvertKit. If you get stuck anywhere along the way, like I said, their customer support is really good, but you can also hop into my membership. There's coaching calls, a great community, and lots of trainings on creating workshops and freebies and things that are definitely going to help grow your list. Click the button below, start your account. You can start on the free account and explore and see how everything works, but those automations and link triggers and sequences are really helpful to see growth without having to show up every day and send every email to every subscriber yourself. So good luck, happy list building, and I will talk to you again soon.